Okay, hypothetical situation. Let's say that you are at a party and halfway through you decide to change up your look. Different dress, different wig, because why not? If you are feeling very careless and you just toss that first wig in the back of your car and it stays there for, say, about a week, it may look something like this. Okay, so that actually happened to this poor wig, but I wanted to film this wig brushing tutorial anyway, so let's just say I sacrificed this wig for YouTube wig knowledge and not because I was just feeling really lazy at the time. Let's brush a wig. That tangled up wig is actually a perfect candidate for a worst case scenario kind of tangle. A wig doesn't have to carpool in your backseat for a week to get that messed up. A long day at a convention can easily get a wig all tangled up and knotted just like that. So I figured if I can show you how to brush this monster out, you can easily use this demo to tackle whatever smaller day-to-day tangles that you may have. So here's what I'll be using.
For tangles this extreme, it is helpful to have some conditioner that is made for synthetic wigs. You can find this at your local beauty supply store. Either a wig brush or a wide tooth comb is an absolute must. I prefer a wide tooth comb because they are very gentle on wigs and are also very affordable. Regular hairbrushes will ruin your wig so fast. It's optional but helpful to have duckbill clips or clips that look like this to hold the hair out of the way. And for my stand, I am using a styrofoam head stuck onto an old crappy tripod handle to hold my wig. You really do not need anything fancy. You could even just put the wig right on your head and go from there. All you really need is a wig and a comb. Start by putting the wig on the styrofoam head, or on your head if that's what you're using. If you are using styrofoam, pin the wig to the styrofoam with a straight pin to hold it in place. So for wigs that need this much work, I spray a generous amount of wig conditioner all throughout the wig to make it easier to brush out. For smaller, everyday tangles, I don't always use conditioner if I can comb the tangle out easily without it. Usually, I will then section off the wig and brush one area at a time. It helps me from getting too frustrated when I have small sections like this to focus on. So let's start with this little chunk here. So the most important thing when brushing a wig is to always start from the bottom and work your way up, meaning brush out the ends of the section first. Once that brushes through smoothly, move up a few inches. Once that length brushes through, move up again, and so on and so on. It can be time consuming, but caring for your wigs properly, like not throwing it in the back of a car for example, will make them last so much longer. If you start at the top of your wig and brush down, you can really quickly ruin a wig because it will just turn into a hugely damaged, knotted mess, which is the exact opposite of what you're trying to do by brushing it. So once I've worked my way up and this section brushes through easily, I take my little clip and clip the section to the opposite side of the head. This will keep it from falling back into the knotted hair that I haven't brushed yet. Then I section off another piece and start working on the bottom of that one, again moving upwards as it starts to detangle and brush through. If you run into a big knot, take your time and work through it. Just jabbing at it and trying to rip through it can damage the wig and it will lead to the ends being frayed and damaged. A better way to tackle a really stubborn knot is to see if you can free some hairs by hand just by pulling them away from the center of the knot with your fingers. In really extreme cases, which is rare, I didn't even run into it with this wig, you'll have a knot that you cannot get to untangle. If that happens, sometimes I would take a pair of scissors and just trim a single hair or two around the knot to see if that loosens it up. Sometimes just cutting one little strand will unravel the whole knot. But I've also had times where I just cut the knot out altogether. But these instances are very uncommon. I can almost always brush through a wig with a little bit of patience and wig conditioner. Really taking your time with it helps so much. If I have a wig like this blue one here that needs some serious love and careful brushing, I will usually put on a movie and just brush it out while I totally zone out watching TV or a movie or something. So once I get about halfway through, I can't really fit much more hair up in that clip up there. So what I'm going to do is to put the tangled hair into a ponytail to keep it separated from the detangled hair. And then I'm going to let down the detangled hair and put it in another ponytail so that you have two contained sections, tangled and detangled. Then I free the tangly hair and repeat the same process that I did to the other side. Split it up into small sections and comb it from the bottom up, clipping up each piece as you finish detangling it. Again, I feel like it's important to emphasize that this is not the everyday kind of wig maintenance. If you are just wearing a wig around town or whatever, you'll get tangles maybe at the ends of the hair or sometimes up underneath around where your neck is. Isolated tangles. Then you can just address those parts of the wig and the rest should be easy and quick to comb right through. I know this video looks intimidating, like, wow, what a lot of work. So remember, this is worst case scenario. Everyday care is much, much easier. Once you're all done detangling, let all of the hair down together and work through any remaining tangles. The comb should be able to brush through all of this hair pretty easily. It's pretty amazing to see this wig bounce back from that knotted mess it was at the beginning of this video, isn't it? I wear this wig all the time, probably more than any other wig that I have. And after you have a wig for a while, no matter how much you care for it, eventually the ends may start to get a little frayed. When I notice this starting to happen, I will use some shears to trim off the damaged ends of the affected hair, and it instantly looks nice and healthy again. Usually this is just little, tiny cuts. It's not like a full trim across the whole wig, but you could do that too if you want. And that's how I brush through wigs. Both everyday tangles and extremely knotted up wigs can be approached the same way, being patient, being gentle, and taking care to brush the wig from the bottom up.
Surprise! There's more! I know you guys will ask about curly wigs too, so let's briefly talk about that. As a general rule, it is best not to brush a curly wig if you can avoid it, but sometimes they just really need it. So in that situation, I gently comb out each curl individually in the same way. From the bottom up with a wide tooth comb, or even sometimes I'll just use my fingers. And then I will return it to its curl in one of three ways. The first way is to just kind of let it go and sort of guide it back into its natural curl. The second way is to wrap it around your finger to help it get back into a ringlet shape. The third way is to spin it all the way up and release it to get it back to a spiral shape. And if none of these things work, I will recurl it with a curling wand. It's safe to do this as long as your wig is heat resistant, which all of the wigs from Gothic Luda Wigs and Rockstar Wigs are. If you aren't sure if yours is, do a heat test on an area of the wig that isn't noticeable, or contact the company you bought it from and ask. I hope that you found this video helpful and that it has cleared up any questions that you may have about brushing a wig. If you are enjoying these demos so far, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any future wig demos. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye!